It is important that we learn the value of meditation in our day-to-day life. Meditation is like food for our mind. You see, we have to take care of the body every day, like brushing the teeth and taking bath and then feeding the body, so many things. But then whatever we do for this body is still not good enough. You feed it for a day, next day it feels hungry. You take bath for a day, next day it doesn't feel clean. That's the nature of the body. You can't change that. Nobody can. None of us can change. And gradually it is decaying. It is decaying every day. Decay, changing, and going towards death. So that's the nature of the body. And in this process of looking after the body, most of the times we tend to ignore the nature of our mind. Ignore that if our mind is not good, then we can't be happy, we can't be peaceful, we can't be at ease. Whether we have a lot of things or whether we do not have a lot of things, we still have our mind telling us many things. Our mind telling us many things. This is good, I want. This is not good, I don't want. Telling us many stories. Most of the stories that mind tells us are not for real. It is created by our ignorance, not for real. But we don't understand any of those things. So we believe all the stories that mind cooks up for us. So we have no peace of mind. When we have success, we don't have peace of mind. When we have failure, we don't have peace of mind. Both ways. Because mind doesn't know how to deal with those things. Mind grasps at those things. So this is the training of the mind. The meditation, practice of meditation is the training of the mind. We train it. We train it not to think limitlessly. Just keep on thinking endlessly. This object to that object, to endless proliferation of the mind. When it is endlessly proliferating, like people think, no, they go to one object and to another, to another, to another, like this. They keep on going. And then when do like this, at the end of the day, they think 1,000 thoughts, 10,000 thoughts. None of them makes their mind peaceful. None of them makes their mind at ease. You see? So we train the mind to be with the right object. This is the beginning of meditation. Like a breath, our breath, natural breath. We don't have to search for the breath. It is always with us. We are breathing all the time. Every day, from the time we were born till the time we are going to die, we are breathing all the time. We don't have to look for it. Where is the breath? Is it with me? Am I still breathing? We don't have to think like this. It is there, just there. So we give mind an object, right kind of object. We can give any kind of object. Mind can take all kinds of objects. The mind has the tendency to take all kinds of objects. It can take good ones, it can take bad ones. By nature, it tends to take those things which it likes or which it does not like. Here we are just doing the reverse of it. We are not telling I like the breath. We are not telling I don't like the breath. We're just seeing the breath or seeing the object that we are using. So our process of meditation is fundamentally different from normal functioning of the mind, which is guided by ignorance, which is guided by liking and disliking all the time, from the time we wake up in the morning till we go to sleep. It's guided by liking and disliking. Meditation is not this. Meditation is to drop this This is where we begin in a different way. We begin in a different way by not generating liking, not generating disliking, but by generating the awareness, the right knowing, here and now, like the breath, knowing the breath. Or sometimes you can use the body awareness when you are working with the body at your house, at your workplace, wherever you're going on the road, wherever you are. You can use the awareness of the body. When you are walking, you can use the walk, mindfulness of walking. So giving the right object, which is there with us all the time, whether it is the awareness of the body, awareness of the breath, awareness of these thoughts and feelings in the mind, giving it a right object. And then, not just giving it a right object, that is one part of the meditation. And then, what do? Whatever object we give, for example, as I was giving instruction at the beginning of the meditation, that whether you are feeling good in the body or not feeling good in the body, don't cling on to those feelings. Don't get stuck there. Don't try to like and dislike those feelings. Be aware of them as they are. So this is another very important aspect of meditation. Not to like or dislike, but to be aware, to know the things as it is, not to be involved with liking or disliking. When we do like this, then the mind has a balance. Mind doesn't have, you may ask, when does the mind not have any balance? When it has liking for anything, when it has disliking for anything, then the mind has no balance. It tends to say, if you have seen a weighing scale, you put one heavy weight one side or the other side, it tends to tilt. That's the nature of the weighing scale. So when you put liking there, when you put disliking there, associated with the craving to like, craving to dislike, hate, then it tilts. So then there is no balance. It is not balanced. This is where we start our meditation, appreciating that meditation is about balancing, not going to the side of liking, not going to the side of dislike. So it's not just when you close your eyes and sit and watch your breath, that's the only time you're meditating. It's not like this. When you are experiencing, what are you experiencing? We have these 6 senses. Eye is there, ear is there, nose is there, tongue and the body and the mind. And then there are these 6 sense objects. Visible thing connected with the eye, anything that is visible. Sound connected with the ear. Smell connected with the nose. Associated object. You can say corresponding object. Nose and the taste, different types of taste associated with the tongue. And then the touch sensation associated with the body. And then the thoughts and feelings associated with the mind. We are always experiencing these things, right? We are experiencing these 6 types of sense objects all the time. Even when you are sitting with your eyes closed in meditation, you are still experiencing the mental objects. Even if other external objects you are not experiencing, you are not seeing anything, or maybe there is no sound you are hearing, or not no smell you are getting, but still your mind has mental objects, thoughts, feelings, mental feelings. So we are experiencing them. So this is also a very important place for our meditation. When you are closing our eyes, it is one aspect of meditation. But when we are opening our eyes, we experience sense objects. Some of them that we like, that are pleasing. Some of them that we do not like, that are not pleasing. Same with the sound and the smell and the taste and the touch and thoughts and emotions. Some of them we like, pleasant, agreeable, some of them unpleasant, disagreeable to us. That's the nature. That's with all people same. It's not just with me or you or anybody. It's all the same with people, everybody. So this is also an important place of our meditation. When we see a visible thing with the eye, whether it is pleasant or unpleasant, whether we hear a sound with the ear, whether it is pleasant or unpleasant. This is where we analyze, we contemplate the nature of the visible thing, the sound, smell, as they come and go. The eye just receive it, but the eye can see the thing, but I cannot think about the object that it is seeing. Ear can receive the sound, ear cannot think about the object that it is hearing. Ear has a function, but ear doesn't do all the functions. The smell that we get through the nose, but the nose cannot think of the smell. So then the mind gets involved here. That's why we say eye consciousness, ear consciousness, mental, there's a connection with the mind, there's a connection with the consciousness, awareness through the eye, ear, nose, these different types of 6 types of consciousness. When this consciousness, sense consciousness is involved, then there arises a feeling. Some of them we like. Eye doesn't feel anything. You say when the mosquito bites, body feels pain. Body feels pain because the mind is there. If there is a dead body, mosquito bites the dead body. Does the dead body feel the pain? Why? Because the absence of the mind, mental functions are not there. Body is still there. Or when you are asleep, sometimes mosquitoes bite and go. You don't feel it, no? Why? Because the mind is not active that time. Sometimes people are talking in the room, but you are in deep sleep. You don't hear it, right? You don't hear it. Why? Because your mind is not active. So, body doesn't feel the pain, painful or pleasant sensation. Body doesn't see it is pleasing object or unpleasing object, pleasing sound or unpleasing sound. It's not about the eye or the ear. It just receives. But then the mind thinks like this. That's where we train the mind. When it arises, again, generates a liking for something that it likes, then the balance is again tilted. When it generates disliking for another object, again the balance is tilted. This is where we observe whether it is balanced, whether it is tilted, checking our mind. This is mindfulness of the thoughts, Chittanupasana. Checking it, knowing it, being aware of it. How the balance, when the balance goes away, then there is unease. The things that we like, oh, I want this, no, I want this now. Why should I not get it now? The things that we don't like, I don't want it at all. Let it be taken away from my sight. I don't want to see it at all. I don't want to hear about it at all, you see. So this is where we use our mindfulness and meditation. Because again, the balance is tilted. When the balance is tilted, mind is heavy. So this is also important. So meditation is not just about closing our eyes. When we are opening our eyes, also equally we have to be aware and deal with every sense object through these 6 senses: eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, visible things, sound, smell, taste, touch, sensations, and thoughts and feelings. This is where also we do meditation. If we don't do meditation like this, if we are not being aware of the sense objects, how they are getting received through these senses, and how they are getting processed through the mind, how the liking is arising, disliking is arising, then the mind, we are allowing the mind to be conditioned by ignorance. Mind likes something, dislikes something. Both has the same value. Why? What you like, after some time goes away. What you don't like, after some time goes away. Both has the same value. But then mind has no wisdom. So it says, this is better, that is not better. You can't keep both of them, neither the good ones nor the bad ones. You can't keep both of them. That's why mind says, this is better, this is not good. This is what I want, this is what I don't want. So when we are getting involved with the liking and disliking, we don't understand their value. It's like somebody who is addicted to alcohol. Okay. And then when every day he's drinking, when he's drunk, he doesn't really understand the dangers of drinking after getting drunk. But if he doesn't drink for a few days, he becomes sober, and then he sees another drunk person, then he recognizes these are the dangers of drinking. It's just like this. When the mind is already involved with liking and disliking, it doesn't see the problem. When the mind, we train the mind not to be involved with liking and disliking, but to be aware, then it sees the problem, actual problem of liking and disliking. So then, but then initially we have been habituated to behave like this. So we train it again and again. And we don't fix a timeline for our training, Some people come and ask, I want to meditate, very good. When will I get the result? I say, this is not a useful question. It depends on their practice as much as they do, as sincere as they are, And then they shouldn't, in fact, they should not be expecting any instant results. Our mind has been conditioned in this very deep psychological way through ignorance, through craving, through liking and disliking. So suddenly one fine day you come here, you learn meditation for half an hour and expect everything to change. It doesn't work like this, no? It doesn't, no? We have to acknowledge there's a very big problem inside us. So it takes time to become better. We are ready to give ourselves that time. If it takes a day, let it be. If it takes a year, let it be. If it takes a lifetime, let it be. If it takes a million lifetimes, let it be. But if we are doing sincerely, then it will get better. For sure, it will get better. So that's the value of meditation. Because if we don't meditate, we don't understand any of these things that I'm talking about. When we don't understand, there's no way we can make our mind steady. There's no way we can make our mind peaceful. Then people keep on complaining, I have no peace of mind. Peace of mind doesn't come from trees. Peace of mind doesn't fall from sky. Peace of mind is not something that can be given by another person. You must understand this. It is something that when you have the right understanding, when you are knowing things correctly, then you have the peace of mind. If you are not knowing things correctly, you will always struggle. Everybody struggles. Poor people struggle in their ways, rich people struggle in their ways, but both of them struggle in their ways. That's the problem. Because they don't know how to put things down, how not to take things up. That's the secret, by letting things go. But that's what people don't train themselves about. That's not what they try to learn or practice. So they don't really get it. So that's the very significance of practicing meditation. So if your mind is balanced, wherever you go, you do your things easily. If your mind is balanced, you are a student, you want to study, you can study well. If you are a professional, you are working in a company, you can do your job better. If you are running a business, you can run it in a proper, effective, in a way which is good for your business. If you are managing a house, you can do it in a better way. Because everywhere you need the balance of mind. If the mind is not balanced, whatever you are trying to do is half-hearted. Little bit and then it goes somewhere else. Little bit, then it goes somewhere else. It is never steady. So these are basic things to be able to conduct our lives in a balanced manner, to be able to do our things in a proper manner. And this is the immediate benefit of practicing meditation. But at the same time, this is also developing our spiritual qualifications, our paramis, our spiritual qualifications by practicing like this. As we keep doing, it gets better. Then our wisdom becomes stronger and stronger. Then we are able to understand things better. We are able to understand the nature of the good things and the bad things, as I was telling. They have the same value. Because both of them has only one special quality, the quality of change. So then we know their real value. Then we are not taking things in their face value. We know their real value, what they really are. That's where we make deeper inner progress. So we must practice meditation wherever you are. Because if you are able to know how to balance out your mind and how to be at ease with things, then everywhere you go, you can do your things, you can conduct yourself properly without trouble. In good situations or in bad situations, in favorable situations or in unfavorable situations. But if you can't, if you don't have that balance, then wherever it is unfavorable, whether it is difficult, whether it is not agreeable, not pleasant, you will get into struggle. Bound to be. You will always struggle. So for everybody, some people say like this, it is only for all people, or they should learn, or they should do. I say the old people can't even digest their food properly. They can't even walk properly. They can't even sit in one place for a long time. They have back pain and leg pain and so many pains in the body. That's the nature of aging, right? That's the nature of the body. With aging, body becomes weaker and weaker. You want to eat something, but you can't eat. So many restrictions. Or if you eat, there will be another sickness arising out of that food. You can't. So the food isn't properly digested. The body isn't supportive. Body isn't supportive of you. And then the mind, which is untrained from childhood till old age, it will never listen. It has become like a wild animal, wild monkey. That's why old people, if they don't learn meditation and they come here to learn meditation at an old age, they struggle. Why do they struggle? Because it is very difficult when the mind has been conditioned by this liking and disliking and ignorance from childhood till old age, and then to train it, it is very, very difficult, almost impossible. The mind is out of control, body is not supporting. What meditation will they learn? What meditation will they practice? Very rarely one or two old persons, even when they are coming in the old age, can be successful in meditation. But majority of the elderly people, when they become old and weak in the body and the mind is restless, and then they come to practice meditation, they are not going to be successful much. Majority of them are not going to be. Some people have done maybe in the past lives a little bit, so they still have a chance, but that's the minority. Majority of the people has no chance. If they come in the old age and they suddenly say, now I am old, now I have done so many things, now I want to practice meditation. Oh, no, I have seen enough old people. They come, they try. It's not that they don't try, but then it's difficult for them to train the mind, to control the body. It's difficult, I understand. With aging, it's difficult. It's not easy. So that's why one should start early. One should start at a very young age. Even as a children, they should learn to practice meditation. But people say, no, that's for old people. I say, is only old people have the mind, and do only old people need balance of mind? Young people don't have mind? They don't need balance of mind? Is it like the case? That's what people don't understand. I also have a mind, whether I'm young or old. And if the mind isn't balanced, then I also have suffering. This is common for all people. Old or young doesn't matter. It's the same as 5-year-old child or 85-year-old person. It's all the same. How does it matter? This is what people don't understand. So That's the significance, in very brief, of practicing meditation, to improve the quality of our day-to-day lives, and also continue our spiritual practice for deeper spiritual attainments. In a very brief way, I have explained. Of course, we can say a lot more, but there's hardly any time. So anyways, so maybe another time we'll take it up and talk about it. So this much we offer for you, for your practice and contemplation, and we will conclude with the blessings. Sabetiya vivajjantu sabbaroga vinasado mate bhavatu antaraya sukhe deghayuko bhava Abhivadana silissa nityang vaddapachayino chattaru dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang malang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti meva chatho nibbana sampatti vimenade samichchadoti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So conclude here, and we'll meet again next week, Sunday.